So my friends, in this video we're taking a look at two of the best ultra short throw laser 4K projectors on the market at the moment. The AWOL Vision, which we reviewed a few weeks ago, and also the Formovie Theatre. These are two of my favourites. Which one's best? Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Without going into too much detail on the specs, there's things that you do need to be aware of with both of these machines. With the AWOL Vision, there's actually two different models, the 2500 and the 3500. The 2500 is limited to 2000 ANSI lumens, and the 3500 is 3500 ANSI lumens. But as you can see, there's a big difference in price. Whereas with the Formovie Theatre, that comes in at $3,500, and it's 2800 ANSI lumens. I will leave links for you in the description so that you can check out the very latest offers on these machines at the time that you're watching this video. This is correct as of November 2022. When it comes to the design, well, the Formovie Theatre is smaller than the AWOL Vision. It's a little bit smaller in depth, in height, and also in width. And I do think the design on the Formovie Theatre is just a little bit more unassuming, although it has got that awful logo on the front of it, which I really don't like. The AWOL Vision, although it looks more futuristic, is a little bit more plasticky than the Formovie Theatre, so I guess it's down to the individual. Most of the connections are almost identical, because on the AWOL Vision you have that compartment where you put the media stick, and that gives you your third HDMI port, whereas on the Formovie Theatre they're all neatly assigned on the back. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. The quality of the remote controls on both of these devices is okay. Neither of them are backlit, but definitely my favourite is the AWOL Vision. It feels like a better quality and there's far more functions on there. Both of these projectors perform fantastically well in daylight. On top you've got the AWOL Vision, the 3500 lumens, and that extra brightness is definitely noticeable. However, in fairness to the Formovie Theatre, it also does an incredible job, and it's very bright in daylight. But that extra brightness on the AWOL Vision is not just about daylight. What's it like at night? I'll show you that in just a few minutes, but firstly let's look at the user interface. The AWOL Vision has a fairly basic user interface, which I don't really mind. It does have that built-in compartment at the back so you can boot straight into your media stick. It does have 8-point keystone correction and also electronic focus. And if you choose to boot it into a media stick of your choice, whether that be a Fire Stick or something like a Roku device, then you can have the same type of interface as the Formovie Theatre. However, you do need to bear in mind that one of the HDMI ports will then be taken up. With the Formovie Theatre, it also has a similar keystone correction, although you can switch it from 8-point to 4-point, and it also has a fine-tuning option, which is a little bit more advanced. However, I don't like the focus ring as much. Yes, it's electronic focus, but it is a lot harder to get the focus point. So it just seemed a little bit easier to get pin-sharp focus on the AWOL Vision. Don't get me wrong, you can still get it on the Formovie Theatre, but it just was a little bit more of a faff. I definitely think it's an advantage having the built-in Android TV on the Formovie Theatre, and it does free up an extra HDMI port, so that's something which, if you're going to be plugging multiple things in, then maybe you want to bear in mind. And it just seemed that the whole operation of changing settings and things just seemed a little bit better. When it came to picture quality, we got some strange results. Here, for instance, in Ratchet & Clank, you can see the brighter image is definitely on the right, the Formovie Theatre. Both of them deliver a fantastic image, but you're just getting an extra bit of brightness from the Formovie Theatre. In this HDR clip, the brightness is swung around. However, I still think I prefer the Formovie Theatre. It looks more natural and the contrast is a little bit better. Now, it's important to point out that you will be able to adjust the picture on both of these projectors, so you'll probably be able to get them almost exactly the same. So I don't think there's really that much difference between the two. Here, for instance, the AWOL Vision definitely looks better than the Formovie Theatre. So it's really difficult to say which one has the better image. I guess if I was torn and I had to pick one, I would probably just very slightly edge towards the Formovie. Both of these projectors have an excellent menu system. I would say that the AWOL Vision, although seeming more basic, is actually probably slightly easier to use. It's got the buttons along the bottom which you can go in and make all the changes. All of the changes on the Formovie Theatre are via the Android TV, where you just go into the projector and again make the changes. Both of them are straightforward and it is very simple to do. So here they're almost exactly the same. Both got almost exactly the same amount of function and both just as easy to use, so I don't think these will cause any issues with anyone. Now, there are a couple of features on both of these projectors which are being updated as we speak and will continue to update over time. For instance, at the moment, the AWOL Vision does have 3D capability out of the box, although Formovie Theatre are looking into adding that at a later date. And likewise, the Formovie Theatre has Dolby Vision out of the box, and that is something which the AWOL Vision company are looking to push in a future update sometime in the future, so they could end up being even more similar later down the line. Another important feature is SDR content, and I do think there is a clear winner on this. Both of them produce a great image, don't get me wrong, but the AWOL Vision is just a little bit better than the Formovie. It's probably the best SDR content I've seen on any projector, without a doubt. And if you couple that in with the extra brightness that you get if you're in an ambient room light, well then that's a big consideration. So really you need to think about your conditions. Where I think the Formovie wins is in a dark room. I think that just delivers a better image overall. Don't get me wrong, the AWOL Vision is still an incredible machine, but in the darkest room, then the brightness actually can be a bit of a double-edged sword because it can end up elevating some of your blacks, and so therefore you're not getting the same level of contrast. So for me, it's quite clear. If you're going to be watching in a dark room, and it's mainly high quality HDR or Dolby Vision content, well then it's probably the Formovie Theatre. However, if you're going to be watching in ambient light or mainly SDR content, then I would go for the AWOL Vision. But guys, both of these machines are going to do an incredible job no matter what you put through them. And on their own, individually, they're amazing. Two of the best machines that have been released in 2022. I do think I prefer the design on the Formovie, but as this scene shows with the AWOL, it's very difficult to ignore that brightness, and not everyone wants to sit in a dark cave when they're watching content, and this you can really watch absolutely anywhere. So that's my thoughts, guys. I hope this has been useful for you. I'm just going to leave you with some of the specs for both of these machines. Now, these are taken from the manufacturer's websites. Not all of the information was available. So for instance, I don't have a lifespan reading on the AWOL Vision, but this is what they're advertising. And it can be a little bit confusing sometimes because on some of their information, AWOL Vision was releasing 2 million to 1 dynamic contrast, where on others on their official website, it was actually 1 million to 1. But you can check those out for yourself because I will leave links in the description for you. So the AWOL Vision, I think, is probably not the greatest looking machine. It is definitely bigger and it weighs significantly more. It doesn't have that Android operating system built in, but it does have a Fire Stick that comes free with it. And so therefore that solves that problem. But that does take up that extra HDMI port, which the Formovie Theatre has obviously got the software built in, being Android TV, and so therefore it's absolutely fine to go right out of the box. Bear in mind that the AWOL Vision supports 3D right away now, and we don't know when or if the Formovie Theatre will get that feature, and likewise the Dolby Vision on the Formovie Theatre is there out of the box, and it's not there at the moment on the AWOL Vision. So these are all the things that you need to take into account, my friends. I hope I've not confused you even more, and you've now got a choice depending on your circumstances. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next.